Welcome into this Monday edition of South Florida Daily. I'm Kate Monahan.
And I'm Megan Hayes. We have a packed show for you today, so let's go ahead and dive into all the fun.
South Florida Daily is on the move with Palm Tran.
I love hair. For me, like seeing the coiffed hair, the polished hair, the pearls, the diamonds, the colorful outfits, like all of that, like I live for that. And what better place to be here in Palm Beach to enjoy that every day of my life.
I would say everything in the show is like the epitome of Palm Beach.
Don't be afraid to bring out the rollers. Some of the ladies come in here, they're like, I have rollers, but I don't know, it feels like it's like very, like what my grandmother used to use, you know? I'm like, yeah, but that's what gave it the look. The more modern thing to do is if you have hot rollers, place some hot rollers and just toss your head over, hairspray, shake and go.
We were inspired by tiny curls, but then we want to modernize it a little bit, so we kind of stretched it out along the way because honestly, it's all about how it looks. So looking in the mirror, making sure everything's proportionate, and went out to their head, to their face, everything. And also them wanting to like feel it too. That way it's easier to wear. But just something on the head, I think really just ties it all in. So I would say you actually look completely done. On point, like full blown, like, oh, she's on point today.
For Maxine, it was more, I set her hair with what I would say a medium size barrel curl, hot iron all over. Bigger the better. If you want a little bit more coiffed at the root, you can toss your head again, tease a little bit at the root. Never run your fingers through your curls. You always scrunch. Never run, because it separates and then you lose that big vavoom look, that bouncy big hair that everyone loved in the show. She means business and her hair means business, meaning that you can tell that, you know, it was in place and it did not move. Lots of hairspray.
The confidence is key here, absolutely. Because I mean, you could be in your sweats or a plain white t-shirt walking around as long as you're holding your head high and you on the street. Linda's look is actually universal. I would say I probably do this blowout per se style on a lot of my clients, but it's very natural, effortless. We want luxury, effortless, beautiful hair. Honestly, the more it falls or the more kind of like texture it gets, it's a little more lived in. You want to use big pins or big rollers, big sections. It's probably one of the easiest blowouts to do on yourself. As long as you let it cool down, you'll have the natural movement with it just kind of falling into place. This is like an everyday look for sure.
Of course, come see us. We can recreate it for you. Whatever length you have, short, medium, long, it doesn't matter. You can always recreate a nice bouncy Palm Royale look.
And speaking of our way of life here, this is the home of the man who started the whole thing. It is now one of our showplaces, a museum housing the treasures of 2 continents which he gathered when he built Whitehall. Henry Morrison Flagler announced to the world not too many years ago, I shall build here a magnificent playground for the people of the nation. So he said, and so he did.
Well, there's one thing we can say about Henry Flagler. When he did things, he did them big. Enter Whitehall. Here to tell us more about Whitehall, which is now the Henry Flagler Museum, is the Public Affairs Director for the Henry Flagler Museum, Lauren Perry. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. Whitehall is Henry Flagler's Palm Beach estate. It was built in 1902. It was actually a wedding present to his 3rd wife, Mary Lilly. And they would travel down here together between January and March, basically establishing what we would say today is the Palm Beach season. It was right next door to Henry Flagler's hotels, the Hotel Royal Poinciana and the Breakers. So we are open to the public and people can come in and take either a self-guided tour or a docent tour. And you can basically walk around the 1st and 2nd floor and see every single room that the Flaglers used. The house has been completely restored on the inside. I would say about 90% of the furnishings that were original to the Flaglers are actually still in the house. It's full of beautiful works of art, musical instruments, clothing, and then we do special exhibits that are focused on the Gilded Age and Palm Beach. So men like Henry Flagler at the turn of the century sort of saw themselves as caretakers for culture. And they were building houses just like Whitehall to really become something of a museum for future generations. They felt it was their responsibility, because they had the wealth and the capabilities to do so, to provide cultural arts to the masses. So when someone comes into Whitehall, you actually see how it was when they lived here. And just like we do today, the Flaglers would actually welcome the public into their home. And you're going to walk into the Grand Hall and you're going to see 7 different kinds of marble. You're going to see ceilings that have frescoes and gold leaf on the ceiling, furniture that looks like it's from castles in Europe. So they just took it on as a responsibility to bring the finest and share the amazing ability for Americans to have the same kind of culture that maybe our predecessors did in Europe. I mean, I would even say when you walk in, some of the rooms are going to remind you of the palaces in Europe. So we actually have rooms that look like rooms in Versailles in France, or castles in England. There's also a lot of Asian influence, because that was a very popular decorating trend at the turn of the century. And these were all types of historical ways for Americans to show that we were as sophisticated as the European cultures were before us.
Is that how you reconcile this grand estate with Henry Flagler's humble personality? Because this does not look humble, but you're saying that he did it as a responsibility.
Absolutely. And you also have to understand that he was one of the wealthiest men in the world at the time, being the co-founder of Standard Oil. And he did enjoy working with artisans, working with engineers, and coming up with ways to make everything new. So a lot of the techniques that are in the home are actually very architecturally significant, because they were using new technologies to build houses like this that maybe in Europe would have taken years and years and years. This house was built in under 2. This is the Grand Hall, which is the first room that you see upon entering Whitehall. And it was really designed to entertain guests. You enter through the large bronze doors and you walk into this 5,000 square foot reception hall. And it was meant to be the largest and grandest of any room of a Gilded Age private home. Flaglers used this room, the breakfast room, for more intimate meals. The ceiling is an example of how the architects and interior designers took inspiration from Europe, as it mimics a ceiling found in Warwick Castle in England. At the center of the courtyard at Whitehall is a copy of Giovanni di Bologna's Venus. It's modeled after an ancient statue that was commissioned by the Medici family for the Boboli Gardens in Florence. The chandeliers and sconces that you see in Whitehall are all original to the home. This one in the music room was made by Edward F. Caldwell, and it incorporates Baccarat crystals. This marble bust is called Lady in the Veil. The veil is actually carved out of the marble. The ceiling in the South Hall is a wonderful example of the advancements in technology at the time, from the recessed lighting to the use of plaster to create this recessed look. At Whitehall, the Flaglers had all the modern conveniences in their master bedroom suite. The bathroom even has a telephone in it. So Henry Flagler was actually one of the founding fathers of Florida. He saw in Florida an opportunity to basically create a new destination. So he really was one of the first pioneers to come south all the way down here to South Florida and bring all of the people with him. He set up the hotel infrastructure. He set up the railroads to bring people down and deliver them to the front door of the Royal Poinciana. He had the vision to make sure there was water, there were schools, there was farms.
The South Florida Daily set is sponsored by El Dorado Furniture.
South Florida Daily is on the move with Palm Tran.
Well, we're up here at Bar Capri. We're on the roof above Elisabetta's Ristorante in beautiful downtown West Palm Beach. It was a natural progression from opening downstairs. We have 150 seats outside, and when the opportunity came to us to take this space and create this really fun lounge, beach-style lounge, we jumped at it. Table service, we have a beautiful bar, an exciting Italian drink menu. We have our bar snacks, we're doing our pizzas and a salad up here. The full menu is downstairs, but people are coming up and just having a great time for a drink before. We also have dessert, so you can come up here and do dessert after dinner. We're doing caviar and potato chips, a little creme fraiche, and we make our own potato chips. Hey Megan, let me show you around. So we have this really comfortable, cozy couch seating along the rail where you can have a great view of the water. People are enjoying already, getting ready for the evening, probably having dinner downstairs, but starting out with a drink. And then we have table seating, and it gets beautiful up here when the lights go down and the sun goes down. There's still a breeze even when it's hot. We have our U-shaped bar, which is great to be seen and seen at. I mean, this is really like the new hot spot downtown, self-proclaimed hot spot.
What are some of your favorite cocktails?
What is your favorite cocktail?
A spritz.
A spritz?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we do the Aperol Spritz, which is a typical, really favorite Italian aperitivo drink. I love that with a little bitter. The Campari and soda is my favorite. We do our Negroni drinks. And then we have a great wine selection and champagne selection to go along with the caviar and chips, which also could be served with chilled shots of vodka. Yeah, and we also do a limoncello spritz. The best part about it is that we make our own limoncello in-house with organic Meyer lemons steeped in the alcohol. It's been really exciting and fun. You never know what to expect. It's kind of, you do it as an entrepreneur, you have a little bit of the, if you build it, they will come. But will they? You're scratching your head like, we're gonna do this, see how it goes. And we have been so happy with the response. I mean, it's like you can't help but smile when you're up here. It's sunny, it's fun, it's cool, there's music, and I just love it. I'm so happy. People are digging it. We just need the word to get out. You're gonna get the word out, right?
This is the most historic part of Worth Avenue. A man named Paris Singer, the 25th child of Isaac Singer, who invented the Singer sewing machine, decided that he was going to pick up the tempo here and make Palm Beach America's Riviera. So he decided to build a club to get things going, and that was the Everglades Club. He built the Everglades Club in a mixture of different Mediterranean styles, and the Everglades Club is ground zero for Mediterranean revival in the state of Florida. So the club was so popular, they needed to create infrastructure and entertainment for the members. So they invited some of the world's top designers to show their clothes, but those designers needed to open shops here. They couldn't just be showing clothes during lunch.
Know where to get them after the fact,
Exactly.
right?
So Paris Singer and Addison Meisner decided to develop some multi-use shopping passageways right around the club, and the first ones were Via Parigi and Via Meisner next door. Another strategy of Meisner to create the ambiance of the Mediterranean was he felt like that those villages had an old world character because everything was made by hand. Nothing was being made by machines.
Sure.
So everything was slightly imperfect. And here with the red barrel tiles, he discovered in Cuba that the farmers were making them. And of course, what determined the size of the red clay barrel tiles was the size of the farmer's wife's thigh. That became the mold.
Is that right?
For that farmer.
They molded the tile right on the
on
thighs?
the thigh, exactly.
So they have some big women down in there, obviously. These are big tiles.
But he carried that through almost everywhere. Everywhere you look, you'll notice that there's nothing that's not in keeping with the style of Mediterranean revival. He really designed everything almost as if it was a movie set.
Sure.
So that when you look in any direction, you don't see anything that's not in keeping.
Like these stories? Check us out on social at South FL Daily on Facebook and Instagram.
That's where we post those great giveaways and behind the scenes footage. Don't miss out. We'll be right back. South Florida Daily is on the move with Palmtran.
Well, I am here at Lake Worth Beach Casino and Ballroom, and I hear there's a local wedding planner by the name of Ashanti who has transformed the ballroom, and I cannot wait to pop up on her. As promised, I am with the wedding planner of the century, is what I call you. You do amazing work, Ashanti.
Thank you.
We are here at the Casino Ballroom, and I can't tell it's a casino because it doesn't look like a casino because you've made it look so extravagant. So welcome to What's Poppin' PBC, and why did you pick this location for the beautiful couple?
So I picked the Lake Worth Ballroom Casino because it is on the water. It's centrally located for both the couple and their family. So that was ideal when my bride was giving me her vision for what she wanted her wedding day to look like. So it is in the middle of Palm Beach County. So she took care of the people from the south and the north and meets directly in the center, and it is showing so much beautiful water on the oceanfront view.
Right, so that's a good thing about getting married in Palm Beach County because you do have the water view and you have indoor and outdoor amenities that we offer couples here. So I know you don't just stick to this location, you have other locations that you do because you travel, but in Palm Beach County. So what makes people, you think, come here for weddings? You better listen.
The weather. Okay. The weather. Palm Beach County is, well, South Florida, period, is an ideal location. We live where people vacation. So that is a big selling point when brides come from out of town. They want to be on the water. They want warm weather, especially when they're coming from up north. And we have it all down here.
So what was the vision for this room? It's beautiful, but what was your vision?
We wanted to give the client a little bit of lush, some modern. She was really into the earth tones. So we were able to give her the earth tones, and it also gives us a fall garden inspired look.
The second floor of this casino building is a 3,000 square foot ballroom that offers breathtaking views of the Atlantic Ocean. With a wrapped around terrace, it provides a perfect location for weddings, special occasions, and other events. So what do you do when couples come to you and like, listen, you do it all, Shanti. I'm just gonna write my checkbook out to you. Do you love that couple when they
I
say?
love those type of couples. Give me full creative control.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if they are controlling, you can help them with any budget that they have for you.
Right.
Okay.
We do have a minimum, of course, that corresponds with our brand.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm pretty much able to work with most of my couples.
So how can people reach you and let them know the name of your company? And because you do bus services too, wanted to say that, around Palm Beach County.
Yeah, so we do also have a transportation business. We have a party bus business. It is ASA Fun Express. And our business name for our planning and design company is ASA Event Group.
This is the first year we're doing Taste of Boynton through the city of Boynton. It is a one-day food and wine festival, which is taking place in our downtown area at Centennial Park and Amphitheater on May 16th. It'll be from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. We're gonna have 2 bands. We're gonna have food vendors that are out there. They're doing $5 bites for the general public to come. You can take different samples from all the different food vendors in the area. We're having a market area, which will have 40 vendors where you can buy retail items and crafts and art items. And then we're also having a VIP area. It is sold out, but the VIP area is a really great opportunity for us to spotlight local businesses within the city and be able to have samples, and it's just going to be a really cool vibe in that area. So the city has a vast amount of events throughout the year that we do host, but it's hard for local brick and mortar businesses to come out and set up and sell items at the events. So we really sat down and did a brainstorming on how we can have an event that really highlights the different businesses in our area and provides them a space that's accommodating to them. This is a really good opportunity because it's not always easy for these restaurants and businesses to come out and set up and sell items. So we wanted to give them the opportunity to do it in that space. And we also wanted to give the residents a different type of event than something we've done previously. We have some development that's going on downtown, and we're really gonna start building up a downtown area. And this is really gonna be an event that holds true, hopefully over the years with all the development that's taking place.
Hi, my name is Carolina León Pulgarin. I am from Colombia, and I own and run this restaurant for almost 10 years. Our specialty is a Colombian food, and we have different dishes from Mexico and Cuba too. When people try our food, they love it.
Oh my God.
We will offer samples of our appetizers, like empanadas, cheese bread, pork belly, typical from Colombia. We will offer too ropa vieja, that is typical from Cuba, and maybe another things. I will surprise. I want to say thank you to the City of Boynton because they help me a lot. They support my business. I love the city. I love the people, and I am very happy to participate in this kind of events.
Come hungry, get excited. We have 2 great bands, No Big Deal, and the people upstairs will be performing. DJ So Nice will be out there, and we're just gonna have a lot of fun. So it'll be a really good event to come out. It's a Thursday night, so you shouldn't have any plans, so come out and enjoy.